All
Let
right,
us know when we're
this
live.
is a Paifu review for the game played on May 30th, featuring Bryant on the left and Simon on the right.
What's the format?
Can you explain the format, Bryant?
So for this session, we were doing reviews for CRMA, which is why you can see us drawing tiles a little differently than normal. In CRMA, it's basically M League rules, which is 20 Yoka and 30-10 Ula. Is that right?
That's right. So yeah, Bryant did mention that we're drawing tiles a little bit differently, and um, part of this is because we were trying out a new way of taking your starting hands. So it can hopefully speed up the game, except that apparently people aren't used to it yet because they're drawing from the wrong spot.
I think I realized
Was that?
I missed the tempai.
Yeah, I just was gonna ask.
I realized after, unfortunately.
So then here, it looks like you think for a lot before just declaring Ricci Simon.
Yeah.
Why is that?
It's a bad weight, but I guess probably shouldn't. I mean, dealer with 3 red or 4 Doras, or no, wait, is that 3 or 2 in the indicator?
The door indicator is a 3, so the door is 4.
Okay. So, I mean, I have 3 Doras. I probably should just reach you this.
Whoa, what the?
Was your internet not very good, Aaron?
Apparently not.
American internet.
What's the right thing to do when Simon got back? When Simon drew that 5-pin
What do you mean?
on that last Ricci?
What do you mean?
Should he have just cut the 5-pin
Why?
for shape?
What?
Because you can draw some Sozus to produce a pair, right? And then have an element guaranteed
4,
on
5,
the
6.
Montu.
I mean,
and you lock in the Pingfu, which is the same value as Dora.
only because he had 2 other Dora.
Yeah.
I see.
But the Kutsuki is pretty wide though.
I agree.
What's Kutsuki?
It's where you have a shape. To be more specific, a Kutsuki Ishanten is where you have an Ishanten shape with 2 floating tiles, and you can just stick something to one of them to get Tenpai. It's the widest type of Ishanten because even with just 2 middle floating tiles, you can accept like up to 40 tiles, and then with connected shapes, it's even stronger.
Mm-hmm.
I'm distracted by how much my leg is shaking.
In the video.
Yes.
I mean, it's on a 2x speed, I think. Wow, drew from the wrong wall. This is why we practice. So you passed on this tune, Simon,
Yeah,
just to fold.
just to fold.
But then why discard 8-pin? 8-pin's not a Gambutsu.
Hmm. Nor was that. Or no, it was.
So like if you're gonna pass on calling the tune
Then
and
I'm giving up completely, pretty much at that point.
it's not that you're giving up completely, it's that means you're not willing to risk throwing any dangerous tiles, which means why are you throwing a potentially, I mean it's not that dangerous, but why are you throwing a potentially dangerous tile instead of just one of your many safe tiles?
Right.
Like the thought process doesn't add up. Like I don't think the 18 was dangerous there, but if you're just not going to
Sure.
take the tempi, then why
Yeah,
not?
that's fair.
Yeah. It looked like that pause there from Bryant was because he was considering Chitoi too. Am I correct?
Yes.
And you decided on not going for Chitoi too.
Yes.
Do you want to explain like the thought process behind that?
Can you go back to that shape? If I have to go for Cheetor here, right? I think I necessarily have to break one of my elements. And I don't think the acceptance is even as good. Like not even half as good.
Well, yeah, the tile acceptance for Chitoi will necessarily be worse than a normal hand in most cases, but you are Ishan 10 for Chitoi 2 here. So that means you must have thought that the acceptance for the normal hand, the Anshan 10, was much better than just the Chitoi Ishan 10, right?
Yeah. What else? Yeah, also final weight as well.
Mm-hmm.
Can't really tell because in this game, right, there's a bunch of Doras. Even though the Cheetoy can let me use Dora, even if I got to Tenpai, even if I'm the first to Tenpai, I kind of want to play around with Hatsudora. Whereas if I go for a normal hand, I also thought it's easier to Mawashi if something were to happen like right now.
Were you planning on calling at this point?
If a Hatsu is called, then I will call.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
reasonable. And then the 6-pin discard is, of course, to confirm the Aka 5-pin.
Yeah.
But then you get to Tempai here.
Yeah.
And if I remember correctly, you do not Richi.
No.
And why is that?
Not sure if the weight's good.
Is there a weight? Well, I mean, I'm sure if it became a 3-sided weight, you would Richi.
Yeah.
What if you drew 7 so? It'd be Fudi 10. Would you still Richi the 3-sided weight?
Yup.
And then here is the Tsumogi Richi.
Yep.
Want to explain?
Kind of based on other people's progressions on their hand. Also, if you're not looking at, even though these are all G highs, sometimes it gets to people. That's not your last Richi tile. There's also the 2/3 mon discarded, and also looks like I think the 2/3 mon's already being used and gone. So I didn't think, because originally I didn't reach you, right? It was to try to improve on the 4-mon side, ideally, but I don't think that was going to happen. So I think I just reach it.
I think that sounds reasonable. It's probably a little bit too high level for the general audience, but
Yeah. Also, I don't even know if that's stable enough to say. If you can really track it down like that.
Okay, and then this Richi.
Questionable.
Yeah, we did talk about it at the
Yeah.
table, but
There's just no more draws.
do you want to pause it here? Yeah, so Simon, do you remember what we said? You already mentioned no more draws.
Yeah, no more draws, and also I could have dropped the Forso to still be in Tempai, while knowing it's a safe tile.
Yeah, because
yeah.
Oh, anything else?
I think that's it.
I think there's also no more NISOs.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
the weight was really bad, actually.
yeah, like this hand. You mentioned there's no more draws, and like Bryant said, there's no more 9 so left, so the weight isn't even good. So you're really not gonna win. You shouldn't be expecting to win, I should say.
Right.
And since the 4 so already passed, you can just discard that and keep your Tempai until the end, since you don't have to discard any more tiles after that.
Yep.
Hold on, I have a question to ask. Let's say if there are no NISOs out, does that change the decision?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either, because if you're still considering the board state, there's very few things that didn't deal into me yet. So the more things that pass, right? The less safe the rest becomes.
Yeah, even like if there were like, or I guess I should say, even if 9 so were a live tile here, it would be like more suspicious. Like, where are these 9 so? Like, someone has to have them. So
they're probably not going to drop them just because, I mean, they might as well be dangerous against Bryant as well, right?
If they haven't dropped that by now, then they probably would be dangerous against Bryant, even though it's Suji.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess while we don't have too much else to talk about, there is something I wanted to bring up regarding like tile handling.
Mm-hmm.
So it might be a little bit difficult to tell since the video is sped up, but it looks like a lot of the time, Simon, when you draw tiles, you like run your thumb across it like kind of slowly. And why is that?
Not sure actually, but it's burning time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like there's this thing called mopai, which is being able to tell what the face of the tile is or what tile it is by, feeling it with your fingertip. And if you can do that and like just understand instantly what the tile is, then it's fine because that means you don't have to look at it to know what the tile is,
Right.
and you can still think about what to do before even seeing the tile. But if you can't, then it does just kind of waste time.
There's no. I want to ask about the no chi here from Simon's side.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Uh,
Should we go back to that then?
Yeah. My 5 so.
yeah. I guess I am trying to still I guess if I chi, I'd be Ishanten.
With oh yeah, and this is called like a Kutsuki Shanten as well,
Right,
because you
yeah.
just have 2 floating ones, and they're all pretty good.
But the thing is, the last turn, Simon discarded the Foron, which was the safest tile in his hand. It was Nakasuchi against the Richi. And that means that the 6-mon Kutsuki would be really weak.
Mm.
And
So,
I've discarded the 8-mon before as well.
yeah, exactly. So not only would he have to push, 6-mon probably, but then also another dangerous tile.
Mm.
So if he had, well, I think if you hadn't discarded the form on the previous turn, then you should cheat for Tempai, but having discarded Formon and like moving towards folding, I don't really see a reason why you would call this 5-so.
Okay.
Okay.
Would you call the 5-so with this hand state, Bryant?
Guess not when I'm first.
I don't know. It's not a very big first, and especially East 2.
I'm just concerned on how I would fold if I don't.
Yeah, that's the thing. Why 6-bean?
Actually, I don't think I had anything that felt particularly safe. So, I mean, in hindsight, maybe you should have done 3-pin first, because I get 3 and then Nakasuchi after.
I mean, if you discard 6-bean, then 3-bean should also pass, most likely.
Right. I guess, is there a reason you would do one before the other?
Wouldn't you want to do 3-pin first?
I think that's what I'm thinking in hindsight.
Well, I'm thinking it could deal into 1-2, right? 1-2 hanchan.
But 6-pin can deal into hanchans.
Pins or discards, but a Conchan would be possible because of the Aka 5 pin. Like if you had 5-7 pin and like you didn't need the 7 pin as your pair, you might confirm the 6 pin Conchan just to be able to use the Aka, right?
Right.
That's one thing you have to think about in Aka Adi Mahjong.
Okay, I think even without any reads, you would still do 3-pin. Because then you might have to throw less amounts of different tiles.
Yeah, I agree. If you had like one of each, like 3-pin and 6-pin, then because 9-pin passed, 6-pin's probably a little bit safer. But since you have 3-pin, it's probably better to throw 3-pin first and then just throw all of them before you throw the 6-pin.
Because you could draw some safe tile in between that.
And then you don't even have to risk the 6-pin at that point.
Yep.
Okay, so you discarded the Dora here.
Yes.
Why?
Uh,
Should we go back?
Yeah.
I think
It
I
was.
was committed to.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
relatively committed to pushing with the hand shape, I guess.
Okay, so what would the other discard options be? Because you have 3 complete blocks in Pinzu, so like what else
Right.
could you discard?
I guess 9-so would have been the other, or 4-so 9-so probably. Either
and,
one.
and like what would be the merits to discarding those versus discarding the Dora?
9-so would confirm the pair. But I think either 9-so or 4-so would give me an opportunity to pick up. If I pick up the Dora, I can use that as my pair.
I think the way to think about it is like if you were to draw the 8-so, right? Which
Yeah.
is the other way how the 9-so would be useful. Because you can have a Shabu on 7 and 9.
Mm-hmm.
But if you were to finish it as 7, 8, 9, then waiting on either 4 Tanki or 7-so Ya Penchan is pretty bad. Pretty
I
sure it's
see.
not called Ya Penchan, but
Yeah, I mean, you could just call it like a Penchan Tonki or something. I mean, it is pretty much just a Penchan.
but
A really
Right.
bad
But
Penchan.
worse.
but I don't think it was mentioned that you can also draw 7-so for 8, 9, so wait, which is not that bad.
I see.
Yeah, because the 4-so, it's pretty obvious that that's a middle tile that you stick something to it, maybe even get like Paifu, and then you don't really need the Dora at that point.
Mm-hmm.
But the main thing I wanted you to think about is like, is it worth keeping the 9-so over the Dora?
I see.
And so, like Bryant said, 7-so would be the best case, and then you have a 8-9 weight. But then like 7-so 9-so Shampoo wouldn't be bad either.
Right. Interesting.
But yeah, drawing the 8-so with this current hand shape would be kind of sad.
Right. Yeah.
So there, Simon, you broke up a penchant,
Yeah,
but you don't have enough blocks yet.
right.
So why break up the penchant there?
Um, I think I generally have a preference against them, but I do realize that it is a it can backfire and is inefficient.
I mean, any discard you make can backfire.
Right, but efficiency wise, it isn't great.
You can go back to when you had a pinch on. Can you go back?
I guess.
What are your choices here?
I mean, the obvious one is south.
Right.
Um,
Um, the other ones would be the solo 6 and 7 theme, right?
right. Yep.
But keeping Kutsuki's early on is not a bad idea over Penchon. Because they're more likely to develop into better shapes later on.
But in this case, since like you're not sure, like why not just discard the south?
You could. But if you want to be more defensive, you could keep it, I guess. Because I don't see this hand winning.
I think that has to come after getting efficiency down.
Okay, you're right. You're right.
Either way, like this hand, it could end up becoming like 1-2-3 Sanshoku or something like that.
Yeah.
I suppose, yeah.
And you don't really want to break up any of the pairs because the shape is bad and it could become Chitoitsu. So if you don't want to discard either of the floating tiles, then I would just discard the south.
Okay.
It's not really worth breaking up the penchant yet.
When in doubt, go with the efficiency.
Right. I guess then for me the question is when do I not go for efficiency?
You can worry about that later.
Okay.
Well, I mean, there's one obvious answer, which is South 4 when playing efficiently would not allow you to, improve the placement as necessary. Like if you're playing on an online platform that heavily punishes fourth, if you just play a hand efficiently and then it doesn't get you out of fourth, then it was pointless. So at that point, you might have to start looking for value. But really, defense is not something you think about. Oh, we should pause it here. But let me finish my thought. Defense is not really something you should worry about until, something crazy on the board happens, like someone declares Ricci, or someone makes expensive looking calls like a Dorapone or something like that. And as long as you like do your best to try and find safe tiles, most of the time that'll be fine. Like you don't have to keep safe tiles in advance.
Right.
And I know that seems weird to say, especially after you just dealt in, but um, did you have any safer tiles in this situation?
Um I'm not maybe I would consider Threemon
Why 3-mon?
because I have two of them, so it gives me another turn if I need it, if it passes. But I mean, 8-mon is I mean, it's more of an edgier tile. So
Well, you can also see that as one chance.
right, I saw that there were six or three 6-mons out, but I also don't see any 7s or 9 mon, so I don't know.
I think the
I guess
answer,
one chance for two-sided weight.
uh, does anyone else want to take a guess?
Tuso.
Yeah.
Yep, it's two so.
I disagree.
Why Tuso?
Wait, why is it two so?
Genbutsu 5 so.
Oh, I totally saw that. Yeah.
Oh,
I think 7 so is the best choice.
Because of
Can
the
you
8,
explain?
9, and then 5, 5, 5 is one chance.
Mm-hmm.
No, because the Ricci tile was Aka 5 so.
Right.
Yeah, so if 7 so deals in, it's to a penchant, but
It's
that
unlikely.
they already broke up a penchant. So like 7 so really shouldn't deal in to the Ricci, and it's Genbutsu against the Aka 5 so call.
The Tuso is not going to deal into a 1-3, right?
I mean, it can.
But then why would you take 1-3 when you have the Aka 5?
What if they have what if they have other value somewhere?
or E2? Well, you wouldn't have to at E2. My bad. I take that back. It could be a bait.
Yeah, it could be bait, or they just have. I mean, if it's bait, then they probably have value somewhere else. Like if they just have the Aka 5 mon, then that's already good enough. Then rather just increase the win rate.
It's possible.
But yeah, like 7 so just really doesn't deal into anyone in this situation.
right.
And then like 2 so and 3 so are probably fine as well. But yeah, you don't really look for tiles like you mentioned 3 mon because you have 2 of them. It's like that should only
Until
be
I really run out of options.
yeah, because you have like plenty of 1 chance tiles, or the 2 so, which is Suji, but it's Suji to the Ricci tile. Like those are still maybe like those would still be better than throwing like random Mu Suji just because you have multiple of it.
Right.
And 6 so should also be fine, at least against the Ricci, because the 5 so, the Aka 5 so Ricci tile, and the fact that the 9 so already passed, because if it deals in to like if 6 so deals in to Aka 5 so Ricci, it's usually to 6 9 so. But if 9 so pass, then that's not gonna happen.
Right.
Does like all this regarding like the Ricci tile being in an Aka, does that make sense?
Yeah. Because normal people just wouldn't choose throw that instead of a normal 5 so, I guess.
Yeah, if they had like a 3 6 so weight.
Right.
So yeah, you got to pay attention. I know it got moved because of the call, but like you still should notice what the Ricci tile is.
Yeah.
So the 6 so was to confirm the Dora pair, yes?
Yeah.
Whoops. Sorry.
And then why break up the 6 8 mon?
I have 2 other. Wait. Um. I think I was thinking if I pick up another Dora, potentially
Makes sense.
for extra value.
You could pawn the Dora.
Right.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense. I think I mentioned this in the last Paifu review, but I'm gonna be asking questions even if I think you made the right play because I want you to be able to answer it.
Yep.
Shannon, what's the score of the hand?
Oh my god, no! I'm not ready for this. Okay, it's
You always have to be ready.
okay. It's a con, but it's open and it's an honor tile, so it's normally like, is it like 16? I'm not too sure. How many fu is that?
The open con of terminals. You said 16. That's right.
Okay, so it is 16. 16, and then the other one is, and the one pin is 8, 4, 8, 4,
It's 4.
You
4,
have to pick one.
4. It's 4.
Okay,
So that's
and an easy thing to remember is that the con is worth 4 times as much as the pawn. So
okay.
so
Okay,
the open
so
pawn
that's
of terminals is 4, so open con of terminals or honors is 16.
okay. That's 20 fu, and then the 2 triplet gives extra fu, so that's 30, and then plus base 20, so that's 50 fu. Is that correct? 3 and 50? Question mark.
Correct.
Okay.
All right, Chi Toy Master. What's 3 and 50?
Okay, that's 16, 32, 64. I just know it's a multiple of 16. Is it 64? I'm not too sure. Oh, dealer. But is it 64 without dealer? I don't know.
Yes.
Okay, so that's 64 plus 32, I think.
Yes.
96? 64, 32, 96? Is that a hand score?
Yes.
Okay, did I get it? Is it 96?
Yes.
Okay. That was hard.
What was I pointing for?
Also
Count-
helping
I was
me to
pointing
count
for the foods.
count fu.
And then we also talk a little bit about the exchange of points. Like if you have to pay 96, then you pay 10,000 and a 100, you get 500 back.
Right.
But that's only if I have a 500 stick. If not, then there's no point, right?
You
Well,
just get it changed.
or the person who's paying could pay 10,600 and get 1,000 back.
Okay. Hmm. Opening hands with completed blocks? What is this sorcery?
Gotta level up your draw skill.
What?
I gotta level up my draw skills. Apparently, my draw skills aren't good enough where I can open my hand and have completed blocks. What does
Also,
Bryant look like he's doing? Cutting middle tiles.
yeah, the Formon. Do you want to talk about that?
I'm already folding.
Oh, is that what you're doing? I was trying to figure out what's going on.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought you were like leaving 789 Sanshoku open or something.
That too, but I mean, I could have cut pay or Haku.
You're folding with 2 complete blocks.
I think it's pretty low value though.
You just draw the door later. No problem.
I could still draw a Dora later like this.
Are you still folding?
No.
Okay.
he drew a Dora, so he stopped folding.
I see. Was the Dora the reason you stopped folding? What's the tile behind? Oh, pay.
Oh, fixed. Oh,
You're still pre-10 though, possible.
And now he's folding for real.
Oh, because Nikki reached.
yeah. Simon, were you straightening your Montus for the camera?
Yeah, and the Sozus.
Do you do that normally?
Uh,
Oh, we should probably
Depends.
talk
Oh,
about
you're
this.
conscious of the camera enough that you straighten out your tiles for it? I never do that.
I
As long
was
as I can read the
organizing my.
tiles.
Sorry, I was organizing my hand a little more
Oh.
than
If
usual.
if I could read my hand without organizing my tiles, that's exactly how I would play.
That's probably good because I always write my tiles.
See, I would play if I could like read my tiles without like needing to organize it, I would play like that so no one can figure out like what the fuck I'm cutting from the middle of my hand.
No cursing. This is
Sorry, what I'm cutting from the middle of my hand.
I guarantee you, like, really, you're not going to play against anyone who's looking at that stuff.
You're right. I sure as hell don't.
Okay.
And you know, just to continue the story for like maybe another 10 seconds, sometimes I'll look really hard at someone's hand, and then they will flip and then unflip. It's really funny. They become
my
conscious of it. And I'm like, huh.
They'll put it upside down after.
No, they will like try. They will begin to flip and then stop midway, and I'm like, that's even more of a giveaway.
Hmm.
Okay, but anyways, go on.
You just know that it's a Sozu tile that they thought was upside down, and they're like, wait, this was right side up. Just put it back.
So
Yeah.
this Hatsu cut, right? The door cut. You wanted to talk about this?
Should we talk about this?
I mean, why not?
Felt like it was better to cut it faster, since I have almost enough shapes and good shapes, 2 completed shapes.
Why not ASO? If you think you're not going to use it either way, then I guess you could cut it earlier. But
Yeah,
you
I
could still
don't-
use it.
I could still use it, but I also have a red 5, so that also helps.
Well, I mean, the only way you would use it is if you had multiples, so it would just not just be one Dora, it would be 2 or more Dora, right?
Right.
Yeah, here you have 4 blocks, right? So I sort of agree with Bryant by saying 8 so here because if you're trying to build another block, you could always draw another Dora to build another block, right?
Right.
And if the best case scenario with the 8 so is that you draw a 7 so, right? But there's already 3 9 so out.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you could also say that he's first, so he doesn't want to have to like hold it later. It might be more dangerous. I don't know.
Yeah.
But there's one thing to note in between these lines is that because you throw it now, right? What are you going to do when you draw another one? Doesn't that one become more dangerous?
Throw it again.
If you draw one later, that one becomes more dangerous too. So I'm just
Right.
saying. It's kind of balanced out by that fact.
There's also like the question of if someone calls this one, what are you gonna do?
Then you can throw the 4th one for sure. Won't deal in unless someone's Kokushi.
No, I meant like if someone calls this one, like what are you gonna do on your next turn? Like, are you still gonna progress his hand?
Fold, fold. Well, I mean, he's got his blocks.
Not yet.
Well, he might soon. We'll see. But yeah, if it gets called, it's kind of sweaty.
I see.
Like I don't disagree with discarding it here, but like you have to think about it. Oh, and this eights, so draw
Here-
9 discard.
One,
Very
two,
weird.
3, 4 pairs.
So you drew your fifth.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Just drew
here,
your that was your fifth block, right? So
yeah.
I think probably you should have kept it.
Yeah, here you go, up to 5 blocks and then go immediately down back
And
to
go
4
back.
blocks. Yeah.
Right.
This is a closed Tanyao bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. If you wanted to really force Tanya, you could.
I think that's what my intention was, to go for Tanyo. It felt early enough that
Yeah, for reach, Tampin, Sumo, Dora.
I mean, you can still get
Really?
Tanyao if you pair something around if you draw like a 4-pin, right? Then you switch out your 9-pin. Cutting here is too early, I think.
okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say like you really shouldn't cut 9-pin here when you're Ishanten, and like if you draw 8 or 9-pin, wouldn't you be happy with the Richi, like Aka, Takame, Ipeko, the Onmen shape?
Okay, well, if you cut
Right.
the 9-pin, you would cut the 3-pin or the 6-pin, right? So you can't draw the 4-pin. Well, you could. It would just be a kanchan.
Oh, why do you assume it's a kanchan? Are you gonna cut the 3-pin?
If you cut the 3-pin, would you rather cut the 6-pin? I don't really know. I can't
What-
tell.
What
You
are the-
definitely-
Oh, wait, no, you would definitely cut the 6-pin. Yes.
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 Yes, because of Sanshoku.
And
And
if you end up with a shovel
oh yeah, if you end up on a shampoo weight, it's like you kind of Suji trap it or something.
a little bit.
A little bit.
Not as
Yeah.
important as Sanchoku though.
Yeah, normally when there's red 5s, then you would keep the more middle tile to be able to use the red 5 more easily. But in this case, there is Sanshoku, and even if you draw a 5, you just get Sanshoku instead, so it's totally fine.
Do the pair back. It's okay. Was that Sumo Giri Reach? Oh no.
Should we talk about the Haku discard? Simon's Haku discard.
He just drew it and cut it, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
You could keep it for a safer tile.
Yeah, like, are you planning on using the 3-pin still?
I guess if you don't plan on using a 3-pin, you should have cut that one first, right?
I see. Yeah.
I mean, you could say, well, he's still maybe going like, if I draw the 4-pin, still possible.
Yeah, but I guess I already cut 1 pin, so at that point, it is harder.
Yeah, at this point, since you did already cut 1-pin, the only
Mhm.
tile that would make 3-pin useful to this hand is 4-pin. And I mean, like, if you really want the value, then yeah, sure, just keep the 3-pin. But you already have your 5 blocks. You can even call for Tenpai if you need to. And you're in first place in South 2. So keeping the 3-pin around just for the 4-pin, I don't know if that's a good idea.
Okay, yeah.
What do you think, Bryant?
Yeah, I agree.
So then, in this case, where you have your confirmed 5 blocks, you keep the safer tile. The Haku is, one discarded, one's the door indicator, so it's pretty safe.
You can talk about my Haku as well, because I feel like throwing Forso there was a choice.
I mean, you still need another block, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I mean, it's a choice, but did you want to like keep the Haku for safety then? It wasn't even like Haku's relatively safe, but it's still not a safe tile.
Oh, well, I cut it after Simon, right?
No, you cut it before.
No, you cut it before.
I cut it before.
Yeah.
And then he cut his.
I
right?
think.
I
Wait.
still think it's
Druid,
much
so-
safer than Forso.
Wait, it did.
I mean, Forso. If you cut Forso, you still have a chance of Sumasangan. Oh, never mind.
Because if I don't cut the
Oh.
like, I don't think I'm gonna call him with this hand really.
Bryant
the,
not conning.
unless I'm Ishantian very soon.
I guess if you're not planning to con, then yeah, you could discard Forso.
Yeah.
Dama here is fine.
Is it fine?
That's a question. Sorry. Is that?
I
What
wasn't
were you
sure if it was
thinking?
fine or not.
Oh, okay. So you're unsure, Simon?
I'm unsure.
So this hand, like, would you push if someone declares Ricci or something like that, or calls the Dora?
There's 2 doors out, just FYI.
Are there now?
You
Yeah.
cut one, right?
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Well, I guess would you Ricci if something, or would you push if something dangerous happens, like a Ricci?
Probably.
So then that's already one merit of Dama
reaching,
that's
or-
going to waste, right? Because if you Dama, that gives you the option to fold later. But if you're not going to
Right.
fold anyway, that leans more towards Ricci. Are there any other reasons why you would want to Dama this hand?
Like maybe he wants to wait
Value
to draw.
for 2 5-so or 5-so really. If I draw 5-so.
Draw 5, so draw a double-sided weight, maybe? I don't know.
So you can't get you can't get the odd man off the 8 so really because the 9 so is already gone.
I meant for the 6 pin. If you draw like a 7 or a 5 pin, I guess.
So that means just looking for a few specific tiles. In this case, it's 5 so 5 pin, 7 pin, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's really not worth it to wait to Ricci if you're gonna do that. Like, would you have declared Ricci if you drew one of those tiles, Simon?
Probably.
Would you Ricci if you drew 5 so and discarded 2 so?
No.
Okay,
Nope.
so
No.
so that means you're mainly trying to fix the weight and not the value.
Yes.
So this way of thinking that like, oh, I'm gonna wait until I get a better weight before I Ricci is kind of misguided. Having a Yonmen weight doesn't make the win rate go up that much more compared to quote unquote weaker shapes. For instance, on like turn 9, Conchon versus a Dianmen. The Dianmen has like 15% higher win rate than the Conchon. It's not like a huge difference that you might expect because it's double the winning tiles, but that's not how Mahjong works.
Right.
Like, so if you're waiting to improve the value because you need value somehow, that's fine. If you're waiting, or if you're going to Dama because you would fold against something dangerous, I think that's also fine. But waiting simply to improve the shape is not really good.
Okay.
So if you're gonna push this hand to the end, even if something dangerous happens, and like then you should just reach it. I think.
Makes sense.
Yeah, because this hand right now is Tanyao Aka. That starts at 26, and if you reach it could be 52 or Mangan.
Also,
Right.
the
Not to
Sean
mention-
looks really good, right?
What was that?
Also, the Sean phone looks pretty good, right?
I agree. 6 peen is Nakasuji for you, and all the 9 sword discarded, which makes 8 so a better weight.
Yeah.
Okay, now do you reach with the con?
Yeah, hell yeah.
You have
Well, okay,
now you
but
have Dora
Bryant.
3, right?
Right.
Oh shit.
Tanya Dora 3.
But
So-
also Brian Khan, so he's probably Tenpai, right?
That I don't think you can assume that.
Or
You
like
can't.
Ishanten.
That means I 10 on the Rishon.
Oh! What a mode.
Give him 2 more Doras.
Yeah, since you have 3 Dora, you don't have to Richi. Like if you didn't sumo this turn, because Richi wouldn't improve the value.
Right.
Not if you hit Uras, or not. Well, if you hit Uras, it'll work out.
Wow, greedy, aren't we?
If you didn't hit con Dora 2, then you would have reached, right?
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, there's a reason why Richi Book 1 says like don't worry about the weight, just Richi. The like one of the few exceptions it gives is if you're on a Tonki weight with like a normal shaped hand, because it's very easy to improve a Tonki by just sticking a tile to one of your sequences and having a Nobitan or a Dianmen or something like that. But other than that, you really don't wait before declaring Richi just to improve the weight.
We can talk about that Amon.
Your Amon?
Yeah. Here, right? The efficient thing to do will be to throw 6-pin. And you kind of have your 6 blocks.
You mean 5 blocks?
Your 5 blocks, yes. Your 5 blocks.
I mean, I still vote for 8-mon, right? Because if you triple up your 3-mon, you could use 6-pin as your pair. I mean, obviously that would mean you would go into 6 blocks, but wouldn't that be... So, I mean, like, I guess it's equivalent, more or less, right?
Would you go into 6 blocks if you
No,
Anko
your acceptance doesn't really go up.
You could kind of get a 7-mon, and you can have... See, I was thinking you could get a 7-mon, right? And you can have the element was 3-sided, but I'm 3-10 on that side. I was trying to force myself, not really force myself, but if I draw something around the 6 before I draw something between the 2-3 pin, I think that's much better increasing value. Because right now this is only one hunt.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to keep the 6 for possibly 4, 5, 6 if I'm lucky.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, I thought you were keeping the 6-peen for 4, 5, 6 Sanshoku, and 2 3-peen. Right? There's already 2 1-peen and 1 4-peen discarded. So it's possible that the 2 3-pin Dianmen becomes weaker later, and you would want to replace that.
Yeah. That's why I really cut the 8-pin Amon here.
And then you didn't keep the
Yeah, the
Shanten for the same reason.
2 3 3 versus the 6
Yeah, for the same reason.
for the 4 5 6 possible chance. Okay.
Yeah, so you valued being able to fix the hand shape using the 6-pin over being able to like call pawn for Tempai then.
Yes.
Okay.
As you know, first place is really huge, and I'm the last dealer.
Mm-hmm. And then the 7-mon should just be a Tsumogiri, right?
I don't know what happens. Yeah.
You don't know what happens. It was your hand.
Well, happened. 7-mon.
Okay, and then here's the 2 3-pin cut, and then like you can still build around the 6-pin.
Yeah.
Is this correct? With the 2 4 versus the 4-mon?
Do you want to explain your thought process there, Simon?
Um, seems well. Yeah, I guess the 4-mon was probably more correct. Because then I could draw 2 4 or 2 3 4 6 7 8 9 pin for Tempai.
Right, because this is an Anko headless shape.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is just talking about efficiency. The answer here is the reason why it's better is because of efficiency, right? Do you
Yeah.
want to pull up the 2 4 7 8 10 6 6 6 7 7 7 so 4 6 7 8 9. Right.
Yep.
Katagiri 5-mon.
And then why cut the 4-mon like now instead of the 2-pin, for instance?
I had a very confusing hand shape to think about. But yeah, well, I was holding on to a 2-pin because it's safer.
I mean, it's safer against one player, I guess. Yeah.
One player, but
One and a half layer. I feel like
Who's the half?
you.
you.
But the I mean, wouldn't the 2-mon be or 2-pin be more dangerous against me compared to the 4-mon?
Compared to the 4-mon, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm sitting top right, by the way. I don't think we mentioned it.
What?
What?
Huh?
I-
I'm not
I-
really confused.
I was playing in this game. I'm Simon's Shimocha.
Ema has
Oh.
3,200.
Oh, that. Wait.
32,000.
Nah.
what does Bryant do here? Confirms the on man.
I'm willing to just pawn this 5 pin and well, pretty good.
And Bryant, why do you Dama here? Oh, and let's stop it here. Let's stop it here.
It's manga. And I cut the wrong tile.
Oh, you did cut the wrong tile. Nice.
I said I misclick IRL, but it's really supposed to be cutting a 6 pin.
Hmm.
Yeah, you mean an 8 pin?
Yeah, 8 pin.
Wow.
But any case, Simon, this 6 pin chi. So what's your hand shape now? Like, what's your weight?
6, 7, 8. So.
There's more.
Oh no. 9 so. Nope. 9 so. Well,
Technically, but no, yeah.
technically.
But it matters
Um,
because if
It matters because if you pass on 9 so or something like that.
Right.
yeah, so like if someone throws 9 so and then immediately someone else throws one of your other winning tiles and you try and roam, that'd be a chombo.
Yep.
Yeah, so you got to know.
I think I did, like figure that out. But yeah.
So what's the weight?
6, 7, 8, 9.
Wait. 7 as well?
Yes.
Hold on.
There's
Shannon, have you been practicing your shapes?
Oh, I see it.
Let's take
I
the
see
7
it.
out right now.
I see it. I see
Okay.
it.
Okay.
You were good to continue?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, fixed. I lost the Han.
That's someone gave each. What?
I'm like, what am I doing? I need a manga on here. I was just too happy that I fixed it.
Oh my god.
Well, I forgot the EP.
Oh yeah, there was a weird cut in the video. I don't know what caused that, but it was literally just one discard.
Oh. The fold.
Holding? How many pairs? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, is this committing to Chitoy here?
Yeah.
If you're committing to Chitoy, why discard?
The chin.
Why? Yeah.
right?
Why the chin?
Hmm.
Also, I've never seen the timing.
That's why I told them before I conned, this is a rare sight they get to witness.
Oh.
No, because I was really behind, right? I had
Yeah.
I literally only won one hand. All hand. And then
I'll have you know while I was playing this hand, Nima called it twice immediately, right? Normally I would just go for a Hoinsu Chainsu here. But then I also really doesn't want him to catch up. So I am kind of yielding on the Hoinsu here and just taking completed shapes.
This whole time, I thought it was Aaron.
If I were to go for Hongitsu myself and I'm slower, my overflow might deal into it. His Yakuhai.
Shannon, I think I should be offended.
Why?
Oh no.
Sorry, I can't tell your hands apart.
Does Aaron have such good tile handling that you'd mistake us?
Oh, I wasn't watching tile
I was
handling.
gonna say Aaron's hands are way skinnier, man.
Is that right? Well, I guess I wasn't paying close enough attention to the size of their hand.
Oh, I remember this. I discard one of the Dora Ipatsu.
It's okay. It's okay. It's the Condor though, so.
It was more because Nikki discarded Aka 5-peen and 3-peen, so I didn't think there was any weight shape that she would have that would weight on the 4-peen, even if it were Dora. But then I got Yanmen Mangan Tenpai, so I just pushed the 6-mon, which I drew on the Ipatsu turn.
Oh, I see.
But yeah, I think committing to Chitoi at that state, Simon, was a bit too early.
I mean, do you want to go back and look at the hand again?
Oh, sure.
I mean,
I think
it's fair.
agree.
You definitely keep Chitoi open, right? But
I think I committed too early because there was definitely Sanchoku chance as well with the 6, 7, 8. Well,
I mean, 4 pairs is kind of okay. But
I would have just cut pay here. Because then you're like, Chitoi is still open, but if you draw like normal tile or like complete normal looking blocks, you know, you can go in that direction. It's just like, because all the stuff you have paired up, or like just generally your tiles are like, they don't make for good like Liaomens.
They don't make
Other than the 7, 8.
Yeah, yeah, that's true, but you're at least you still have blocks that you can count, right? It's not hopelessly
Yeah.
trash
So
hand
I would
right
I
now.
would cut the pay here.
Right. There's still
Personally, I would cut the
there's
pay
still
here.
option to make it a normal hand. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
yeah, discarding the pay is probably the most normal choice. I mean, you're 4 pairs with no completed blocks, so looking at Chitoitsu is definitely something you should do. I don't know if you should cut a Yanmen this early for it, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, but on the other hand, you are first, so if you want to, you know, start folding,
Premature folding.
start folding. Maybe
When-
I would
Okay.
I would do like 6-8 or something, 6-8 mon.
Okay.
I don't know. It's an option to start folding now, I think.
Okay.
I mean, it wouldn't even be completely folding. It'd be like just confirming Chitoi or folding later.
Mm-hmm. I'm still fascinated by Nima's diving cut. Never seen
The
it
diving
before.
cut. I was like, huh.
Never seen it. All right, moving along.
Remember, Richi Book 1 says if you desperately need points, it's okay to Daimon Con.
I just really wanted to draw from the back. Don't worry about it.
I mean, my hand was already open. Like, I wouldn't Daimon Con from a closed hand. I really did want to keep that hand closed, but the second 8-so came out immediately on the first turn, so it's like, I guess I have to take it. And I had 2 Yakuhai anyway, so it's like, it'll be at least Mangan.
I also want to ask about the auto high pie thing. I thought it was the South Bear who flips through Dora. Is that not the case?
That was in the original video, yes. The way that they showed it to us at La Pomme was that the West player flips the door indicator and has a dead wall as if
Wait, sorry,
the
what?
dealer had rolled an 11.
Interesting.
Can you go back? I don't understand what the discussion was about.
Oh, so this is not relevant to the hand or anything like that. This is just talking.
This is about the Diamond Con or no?
No,
Do
no,
you
no.
see that our walls are shorter than usual?
Yeah, what happened to the walls?
That's because we're drawing differently, and we're talking about the way we're drawing differently.
Huh?
Each player is just taking 3 from each side of the wall.
For their starting hand. Yeah.
Oh, what?
It's okay, we can talk about it later.
Is this a different game mode? I don't.
No, it's just a different way of drawing your starting hand, which speeds up the game a little bit.
Oh.
They're thinking about using it for the CRMA league. So we were just practicing it that day at OC.
I see.
Oh,
Sure.
so Simon, like, what's your plan for this hand?
Doesn't seem super great.
I mean, the value's there, and you have the ability.
The
to call.
value's there, yeah.
I did not take the Tenpai here.
Well, it would have been a Tonki, right? So like,
Yeah.
it seems reasonable.
I think the Forso cut was very questionable.
Your Forso cut?
Yeah.
Did anyone else cut Forso? Okay.
So Simon, were you planning on calling, or
I think I was planning on calling at this point.
okay?
Well, you should, right?
Yeah.
Like unless because your hand. Yeah, you should get called.
Calling what though? Anything?
Calling.
Ooh, I did not call that.
Calling.
'Cause-
Calling shapes that are hard to fill.
So I guess if I called that, would I was thinking I didn't want to drop the 6-mon.
I think that's fair.
So
Well,
I guess
Yeah, I mean,
and-
you could still like call it and then hold the 6-1, cut something else.
right.
Because you would have cut the 9-pin anyway that turn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say you didn't have enough blocks, so like, yeah, you totally just call the 7-mon and then keep the 6-mon to make your 5th block.
I see.
Is this where you 10-3-6-9?
yes.
No one's respecting Brian's Ricci.
Because it's 310.
Force Butsu, don't worry about it.
I mean, Nikki is so close to Simon.
Wow. Gotta stop Nikki's Denchang. Or she takes first. Oh, she's already first.
Now,
Yeah, she's first now. But now you gotta win something. Enter dealership.
so this 8-pin discard.
Yeah.
Why?
Well,
Hmm.
Wait.
If you want to go
Oh.
back, you can see someone who drew the wrong.
I drew the wrong tile.
This is why we practice these things.
It was
Right
me.
there.
Wow.
Nikki and I weren't
I
confident that it
stole a
wasn't us.
tile.
No one caught it. Okay. Anyways, but yeah, the
No, we caught it,
The
Oh.
Foreman.
but not this turn. We caught it.
Or like even the north or the yeah.
yeah. So, what was the thought process behind cutting 6/8 then? I don't think I heard that.
I think it's probably a poor choice.
Yeah, because like I know you mentioned before, like not liking penchons, but
Yeah.
at least with a conjon, you could switch it to a Lian Man,
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
and you could use it for Tanyao as well.
Should have just kept
I was
drawing from the wrong
wondering if
side.
I should have cut 6 so there on my 1 pin.
Oh. Mm.
So this chief or Tenpai Bryant,
Mm-hmm.
any particular reason?
Gotta go fast.
I think I'm pretty much can't make this hand any bigger.
Yeah, so just matching speed then.
Yeah, we called twice already, and hopefully I can win on the Monzu before, but I did not. I built it instead.
That was also what, the fifth 6/9 pin.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was the weak shape of the hand. Why discard this one so here, Simon?
Because I have 3/4, which takes. Oh,
You also have 4/6, right? So you could see it as
right.
2 blocks, 1/3 and 4/6.
Yeah.
Is there a name for this?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, you could just discard the tune.
Right.
Would you call the Haku with your hand in the shape?
I don't know.
That's something you should decide.
Right.
Like if you don't know if you're gonna call or not, that means you're not gonna
Probably
call.
not. Yeah. Is
What, the Haku discard?
Yeah.
I mean that's fine, right?
That's fine. I
think
forgot
it's
I
okay
read.
to fold, yeah.
Yeah, you can't push with that hand.
You cannot. I just didn't see that was reach.
So now we look for the safe tile. What could it be?
7-mon.
Why choose 7-mon here?
I think I chose it because I have 2 copies. I guess would 5 so be the safest?
Why?
It's I mean it's not really a Suji, but it does take away well.
So 5 so's half Suji, right? So it deals
Right.
into one type of Yanmen.
Right.
But 7-mon is, farther on the outside, so it also only deals into one type of Yanmen.
But it also has a extra penchan that can take
Right.
it.
But that doesn't mean like the 5 so is necessarily that much safer than the 7-mon. And since you do
Right.
have 2 7-mon, I think it's fine to choose the 7-mon here.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, you really had nothing. Okay, 3P.
Ooh. Yeah, 6 mon was safe.
Yeah. And then you'd probably end up discarding the 3P on that turn anyway, but yeah, no need to risk it when you had a safe tile.
Oh my god, the cheat toys coming together. I'm just kidding.
Well, you threw 4 here as well.
Wait.
Why form? Why not just go the 6-mon?
Yeah, it really should have been a 6-mon
Yeah.
discard.
Yeah, 4 mon was pretty dangerous.
And then
You're not supposed to put your elbow on the table.
Yeah, and the 5 mon was also quite dangerous. I mean,
Are you-
I suppose if you're trying to keep Tempai, but 1,000 points.
Right.
Dora.
Well, Dora.
Are you gonna
But
reach it?
I need to reach
But
it.
you can't.
Yeah,
You
are you gonna
had
reach?
to reach it in order to be able to win it, right?
Yeah, if you're gonna keep Tempai here, you have to Richi. Like
Okay. Yeah.
you can't Dama push with no Yaku.
Mm-hmm.
Nima, are you minus 20k now?
Yes.
Oh wow. Rare sight to see.
It's what happens when you don't win hands, and it's Akaadi.
Does it be like that?
Okay, Bryant with the immediate Kakan.
All right. If the Hatsu comes out, you're gonna call it.
No.
No.
Why not?
Why not?
I don't know. The hand feels kind of slow.
You have a lot of callable shapes. I would personally call it just
Okay.
unless you're thinking about like folding with those tiles, right? But you do have if you end up with calling the Hatsu, right? You also have 2 Dora in your hand. I would probably yeah, unless you're like holding them to fold, I would just call it. Go for a
Yeah,
fast one.
that's the
Okay.
real question. Are you gonna try and win this hand?
Uh, right now it doesn't feel like it's gonna be big enough to
Big enough
overtake
for what?
for first.
Oh, to take first. Well, this is.
Wait, what do I need?
Yeah, that you have to figure that out before you decide whether or not it's big enough.
I need a Hanuman direct hit. No. No.
Princess.
Because Among Us aren't enough, right?
No,
Oh,
no.
that's not enough.
Yeah. So I need a Hanuman direct hit. Or more.
Yeah.
But having someone else, a specific player, in fact, deal into your Hanuman
Is
is
really,
not
it's
realistic.
really hard. You could
So
probably just go to secure second. I mean, okay, no, I think if you're worried about Bryant,
I had
like
enough of a
and
gap,
then to catch up,
I
like
guess.
make up his gap. Otherwise, I think. Oh wait, Bryant. How many points are you at?
It shows on the table.
Well, no,
Yeah.
because you lent Nima like 10k, right?
No,
No.
These are extras on the table.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the gap between us is pretty big too.
Okay, yeah, the gap between second and third is quite big. So I guess if you really wanted to try biding your time to build a hand big enough to take first, otherwise you could just go for an easy like confirm second.
But again, like having Nikki specifically deal into your Hanuman is very unlikely.
Yeah.
So I might as well confirm second.
I mean, if you don't see it by Monsumo, then yeah.
Right.
You don't have to like proactively call for like a 1,000 point hand and put yourself in big danger, but I don't think you should be greeting that hard for first from this position.
Yeah.
So with that
Like,
being
if-
said, calling is acceptable.
I
I
would have
think-
cut the 1-2.
Yeah, you want to stop? Well, yeah. What is this 2/3 so discard? Is it folding?
I think it is. I think I noticed that Bryant might be going for a Hoitsu or something.
22 on the Manzu, so you decided to cut keep the
Yeah.
Manzu. Okay, well, it's only bad if you think he's Tenpai, right? Because it's not
No,
like you
no,
can
that's
cheat your
not
tiles.
true. I could call one more time to get in Tenpai.
Okay. You could.
But I was gonna say, you know, with the Khan, since there's Kondora, if you want to look for a Dama Hanemon or Tsumo Baimon, you could look for Chitoitsu with this hand.
I see.
So I don't think you should have discarded any of your pairs. But if you still are afraid of discarding Manzu, then you could just discard 3-so or 7-so instead of 2-so.
Right.
I still think it's probably fine to discard one mon in this case, because there's one discarded already. But yeah, like you probably shouldn't break up any of your pairs.
Makes sense.
Like I'm also not saying that you have to push this hand really hard, but you know it doesn't make sense to completely give up on winning when it would not put you at any risk regardless.
Right.
As soon as it becomes risky, then yeah, you can stop. But at this point, you don't really have to worry too much. So see if you kept your pair of 2-so here, you would have been Chi Toy Tenpai.
Yep.
Would you cut that one mon, Nima?
From your hand?
Yeah. Because Chanta is possible if I kept it.
But Chanta doesn't improve your value.
It does not. That's why I did not keep it.
Wow.
Wow.
What's with all the wows?
Bryant's good draws.
No, they're wowing Simon's Tenpai.
Simon's Tenpai as well. Oh. Should be fine, right? Yeah.
Yeah, be like, what is
Unless
Brian
it's
wait on the
Hatsutanki, it's possible.
Funky on the Hatsu? Nima reaches.
Nima
So
reaches.
So Simon's Chi Toy Dora 5. So this is enough for the conditions if Nikki deals in or if Itsumo's.
Wait,
Dora,
if
Dora
Simon
5,
Simmons.
big hand. Oh, Dora 5.
Yeah, because Simon's Chi Toy Dora
Well,
5,
yeah,
right?
he would have to win on the Dora, so Dora 5.
Oh, if
yeah.
Itsumo's right.
That's how Chi Toy works.
Yes.
I remember this ending being a little funny.
Yes.
Wow.
What is his hand? Hold on. Reach
Okay.
It's Ipatsu, right? Dora. Dora? Dora 4?
And
Oh wait,
Ipe.
did you also
So Bryant dealt into Nikki's Baimon instead of dealing into my Baimon.
and then Simon didn't get his Bimon.
I thought I had the largest hand, but I was wrong.
3 people had Bimons.
No, well, technically, Bryant, you had an 18,000.
I was way up.
You did have the largest hand. Everyone else was
okay.
at 60,000. You had 18,000.
Wow.
Are you gonna mention how you dealt into the right Paimon?
No, I was just keeping a larger win. Because
Yeah,
Amon
I
just
know,
like
but it was
Amon
fun.
just nothing.
It was fun.
Like it's not safe either.
But 8mon is waiting on Richi Yembutsu.
Richi
discard Amon.
Gambutsu? How is it Richi Gambutsu?
Because Nikki Ricci discarding 7mon. So if you discard 8mon, you're waiting on 7mon.
It doesn't work like that, I don't think.
Why not?
Because it's just Richi'd. People are not folding like that.
Well, you don't know. You didn't know that Simon had a Baimon. He might have folded.
Okay, I thought when Simon cut the Hatsu, right? Either he has a huge hand, or that was out of an uncle that he still have enough safe tiles left, and there's not that many rounds left.
Okay, that's reasonable.
That makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's it then.
I play a little better than I thought.
Minus the misclick.
Minus
Yeah, the miss.
No, he drew back. It worked out.
Same with Simon's miss Tenpai as well at the beginning.
Yep.
So, how'd you think you did, Simon?
Lots of mistakes. Lots of, I think, well, I don't want to say easy improvements, but easy improvements to make.
You just have to be conscious of them during the game.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think the main points that I noticed was just going back a block, right? Efficiency. I
Yeah.
think that would probably be the biggest thing I would focus on.
Yeah, don't be too scared to take the Champons or Conchons,
Right.
or even the Penchons.
Con?
I hate penchants.
And like don't hold honor tiles too much. Like you just if you're not 100% sure that you need to keep that honor tile, then just discard it.
Yep. Makes sense.
All right. I'll end the recording here then.